Greetings, I am Herbert Erpaderp, and today I'm going to build a tank.
Oh god, he's already starting with the terrible jokes!
Yes, I am. This is, as you may be able to tell if you look closely at the box, an oil storage tank from Walthers N scale. Walthers do make US-style structures, and I happen to be modelling a British railway, but I would imagine this sort of tank is suitable for pretty much anywhere in the world. Inside the box, we find two of these tank bodies, walls, hulls, whatever they're called, there are two of them, and I would assume this is so you can have either a shorter or a taller tank. It would be cool if you could model two shorter tanks, but they don't include enough of the other bits to do that. It is going to be a little bit hard to see the detailing in the white plastic, but it doesn't look too bad. There are some mould lines you'll have to remove, but at least they've been positioned so that some of them align with the seams on the tank sides. Here's the lid, or roof, or whatever you'd like to call it. This is pretty simple. The stairs come on this kind of interesting sprue, which I guess makes more sense than moulding them on a square frame like a regular kit. They will need a bit of cleanup, but they're not too bad. And here's the rest of the detaily bits. Not all of these are used on this kit, and the railing that kind of looks like an R isn't meant to be that way. I'm assuming it was me who damaged that. Fortunately, there are two of them, and we only need one. I suspect this sprue can also be found in another kit, possibly one with multiple tanks, and some use for what seem to be light poles. Even if they are not used in this build, I'm sure the bits box will be happy to have them. Here are the instructions. They're very simple, but effective enough. This is by no means a difficult or complicated build. I start by removing the mould lines from the sides of the tank, and it is, as I said, kind of hard to see here, because apparently focusing the shot was a bit too difficult for old Herbert, but you can kind of see where I've scraped the mould lines off. There are 4 vertical mould lines on these parts. All of these panels should be of equal size, so it's just a matter of scraping off the mould lines that prevent that from being so. Easy enough. Unless you want to model a shorter tank, the next step is to glue these two parts together. They're the same, so it doesn't really matter which one goes on top. All you've really got to do is to line up the panel details so that both halves are consistent with each other. Then, the top goes on. I wasn't sure if the panels on that should line up with the ones on the sides, or continue the sort of offset pattern. I chose to continue the pattern. Next, I add details to the roof. There's a little, I guess it's a vent, here in the centre. There's nothing to stop this from sliding all the way down into the hole, and you could install it that way if you want, but I think it looks better if you install it sitting slightly higher with the thinner bit visible as well. I follow that with these pieces of grey doodadery. This oval-shaped object, I'm assuming, is some sort of inspection hatch, and the other two on either side of it might be vents or maybe some valves. I know even less about oil storage tanks than the kind of tanks that have tracks, believe it or not. What matters is these little bits will add some interest to the model. For these to be of any value to our N-scale workers, there needs to be a way up onto the roof. So, why not add some stairs? There isn't anything to guide these, and I did spend some time pondering on the height I was mounting them at, but I guess as long as it looks convincing enough, it doesn't really matter. The instructions want the stairs to be placed directly in front of the rooftop details, and that is simple enough to do. The lack of keying or any kind of guide means that you can put them anywhere you like though. One, admittedly quite minor problem with these is that the raised lines on the sides of the tank make it so there's only a couple of small contact points for the stairs. But if you add more glue, they should melt a bit and create a larger contact surface. Eventually I got all 3 sets of stairs in place and I think they look rather good. They add interest and will be fun to weather. Moving on, I add this little railing at the top of the stairs. This should stop any particularly stupid N-scale folks from walking up the stairs and straight over the edge. Then, down here, I add this, I guess it's an access hatch. Probably only for when the tank is empty. Much like the stairs, there's nothing to guide this, so you could put it just about anywhere. I chose below the stairs, because I figured I might as well keep all of the interesting detail on one side. Also, it is what the box shows. I follow that with the support brackets for the stairs. These needed the most cleanup of any of the parts in this kit, and they are still a little bit messy. Tweezers definitely help though. They're not perfect, but I would say I did an okay job with them. They look fine from a distance, and if you wanted, you could put in a bit more effort and have them look really great close up. Obviously I didn't do that. They look a lot better from above than they do from below. Also, this is not going to be a centerpiece, so this is fine for my purposes. I did notice there was a small hole on the roof, and I wasn't instructed by the instructions to put anything there, but I decided why not add one of the unused pieces from the sprue. I have no idea what it might be, and it is a bit flimsy, so there's a good chance it'll get knocked off at some point, but whatever it is, it's there, at least for the time being. I think the most difficult thing about this kit is deciding how I want to use it. I didn't buy it for a specific purpose, and I am still at the very beginning of my structure adding adventure on my model railway. I'm undecided if I want to use this as a standalone industry, like an oil or a fuel distributor, rail served or not, or if I want to incorporate it as part of a larger industry. Fortunately, I'm not forced to make a decision right now. Anyway, that's the Walthers N-scale oil storage tank completed. I think it's a pretty good little model. It looks like an oil storage tank, which is fairly important if you want an oil storage tank. It's also very quick and easy to put together. It did take a little bit of mold line removal, and the brackets for the stairs were kind of fiddly, but I'd imagine even someone who's never built a model kit before could whip this together with no problems. I feel like this tank would be suitable for a lot of eras and locations. It would probably be a bit less common in the modern era, but it seems to me like it would be right at home in 1920s to 60s Britain, which is the vague outline that I'm going for. I guess it would make sense that these kits are designed to be vague enough that they would be suitable for a wide range of applications. Anyway, I don't really have much else to say about this. It's an oil tank and it looks like an oil tank, so that's nice. If you've got any questions or comments, put them in the comments section below. If you'd like to watch me build kits like this one live, check out my Twitch channel, which is where I stream pretty much every build you see here on YouTube. Subscribe and click the bell to see more, and if you want, you can see my videos a bit early and help to keep the channel going over on Patreon or Ko-fi. You can find links to those and all my other things like Discord and social media in the description below. Happy modelling, be excellent to each other, and thanks for watching. Farewell.